Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. It has been a while since I last posted a video. Life has been pretty crazy, to say the least. Over the past month, we have been busy Christmas shopping, packing, selling our cars, and preparing to move to Okinawa, Japan. Despite the hectic nature of our last few weeks in California, we did manage to enjoy some of the fall season. Since winter is almost here, I wanted to reflect on this time a bit. We celebrated Thanksgiving with a couple of our closest friends at home, and we celebrated my birthday shortly after that. Thanksgiving and the attitude of thankfulness that we have around that time in particular is one of the reasons I think I love fall so much. We find ourselves thankful for so much. The weather, good food, the holidays coming up, you name it. Don't get too excited, this is not my puppy. His name is Reese, and I was babysitting him for a friend. Isn't he cute? Fall in Northern California was way different than any fall that I had ever experienced in the Southeast where I grew up, but I loved it. It seemed like summer was never going to end when finally, at the end of October, the weather just changed. One day it was hot and dry in the 80s, and the next day it was raining and in the 60s. Soon after, the leaves started to change and the cooler temperatures were there to stay. It was rather a drastic but welcome change to the hot and dry summer we had had. While I was working on making this soup, Reese kept barking at me to pick him up. He acts just like a baby and demands constant attention. He loves being held and cuddled. Reese was a lot of fun to have around, and Garrett and I are thinking of getting a dog or a cat as soon as we get settled here in Okinawa. Looking back at this footage makes me happy and grateful for the time that we spent in California. We made great friendships. The food that we had access to was amazing. We especially loved the Japanese and Indian food in the area. This was an Asian food mart in Davis that we happened to find one day. We bought several kinds of pocky and juices to try. About a month has passed since I shot most of this footage. We are now in Okinawa and are waiting out our 2 weeks of quarantine before the Air Force lets us out of our lodging at the on-base hotel. Near the end of our quarantine, we will be tested for COVID, and then it will be decided if we can leave quarantine or not. If that goes well, we'll be able to start looking for a car and a home and get our lives set up here in Japan. During this time in quarantine, I pray that we maintain our attitude of thankfulness so that we can continue to enjoy each other and each day. I plan to do a couple of videos about how quarantine is going if you'd like to check them out. As always, thank you so much for watching. Click that like and subscribe button to follow us on our adventure in Japan. Until next time, Ashley.